What's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another 6 a.m. success session with yours truly, Michael Ferrera. Today will be an amazing day, and we're going to talk about believing and going big. Many of you know that it's so important for us to go to higher levels in our life, which is why you're up at this 6 a.m. session or reviewing this session and looking at this session so that you can continue to enhance your life, grow your life, style your life, and create the life that you truly desire. And in this session, we're going to talk about the importance of believing big and planning big and going above and beyond your comfort zone because it is so important when we want to get to our next destination or to a higher level. When we put ourselves in a place where we're a little uncomfortable and sometimes very uncomfortable, you now get into a space where you can truly own it, right? You can truly be in a position where you can go to higher levels than you anticipated because it's getting out of that comfort zone. And that's why the it's important to believe big and plan big and believe and plan gigantic inside of your life. So as usual, I'm going to share with you some tips, some steps that you can take immediately, that you can implement, that can allow you to think bigger and grow higher inside of your journey upon entrepreneurship or business, or even if you're working within a company, how you can grow and expand your mind to be and believe bigger. So, as usual, those of you that are watching, thank you for jumping on live. I truly appreciate those of you that are rewatching. That's fine as well. I appreciate that. As long as you get the information, that is so important. And that's the most important thing. As long as you get the information, I am all good with that. So, as we get into this piece here, it's important for you all to know, like, you control this, right? You style your life, you create the life that you desire, and you can do all of the things that you desire as long as you truly believe it. And I end all of my sessions with that, and I learned that from Earl Nightingale, and and he being one of the pioneers, if not the pioneer of, what we call today the modern podcast or growth development or personal development. Wow, he's one of the originators that had this legendary recording. Um, I was on a 12-inch vinyl record, right? And it was something that was being able to play and re-listen to. And one of the first recordings of personal development on a record rather than traditional music, and it's something that I still listen to today. If you guys haven't listened to it, I talk about it all the time. The Strangest Secret. You can find it online. It's also available on some of the personal websites and programs that I offer to my clients. But it's something that is just so important to listen to. And the strangest secret turns out to be that we really can control, um, you know, what we want to be and what we want to desire based on what we think about. And that's what this session is going to be about today, right? The importance of believing big. And the importance of believing big and not just staying comfortable, not just staying content, not just staying in the place where we're just satisfied. I definitely think that we should always be happy, right? And sometimes you may hear people that have already been successful, and sometimes I get it from friends and colleagues. Like, you've already accomplished so much, Michael. You've already done so much. Why do you continue to go higher and do more? And aren't you just happy and aren't you just satisfied? Well, the true answer is yes, I'm happy, right? I'm already happy. But the happiness comes from the ability to learn, to grow, and to be in a position to where you can help other people. Because if we are just here to help ourselves and just reach one level and just stop, unfortunately, that's probably where we may stop our lives. So the personal development, the growth journey that you're on, like being here on this session live with me at 6 a.m. in the morning, is you have something bigger. And I think, and I'll challenge those people that may be listening to this, that just may be content, just may be satisfied, and just may be comfortable in the state that they are in. It's okay to be comfortable for a short period, but the growth comes when we're a little uncomfortable. If you think about a muscle builder or a bodybuilder, the stress and the strain that they put on their body with the intention of growing and the intention of improving, it's so important to break the muscles down so that they have the ability to grow and expand and build. And that's how we really should be looking at our lives in whatever aspect that we are, whether we're an employee, a business owner, a leader of a team, a group, a nonprofit, or whatever aspect, or even as a family member, right? A son, a daughter, a mother, a father, a parent, a grandparent, right? When we stretch ourselves and expand ourselves beyond our comfort zone, it allows us to believe bigger and think bigger. And when we have that bigger mindset, it allows us to grow in not only one capacity, but it carries over to other aspects inside of our life. So the importance of believing big is vital to your overall success. Now, when we talk about thinking big and believing big, I challenge you to think about what you have already thought of and what you have already envisioned in starting your journey, beginning your entrepreneurship or success or financial wealth or whatever important aspect is for you. How can you expand that? And not necessarily just thinking about, okay, I'll start small, then I get bigger. Okay, sometimes it's okay to start small, and you should, but the starting small does not mean that you have to end small, right? Or think small, right? So I've heard a quote before, and some of you may have heard it. Like, if you shoot for the stars and you land on the mountaintop, that's probably not a bad place for you to end up, right? And that's one of the most important aspects about believing big and thinking gigantic and beyond what you may plan of. And we have countless amount of stories of successful entrepreneurs that may have had this gigantic vision and gigantic uh, uh, platform or story or expansion, but they may not hit it. But what we see them as successful or even accomplished, it's probably not where they truly wanted to get, but because they believed so high, the success and the happiness and the enjoyment and the accomplishments that they had along the way are so gigantic in our eyes, even though they did not hit the destination that they want. And that's an important component to believing at a higher level and expanding your vision to be even greater than you may have it. And if there's one thing after being an entrepreneur for 16 going on that's 17 years, one business. I guess if I add it all up, over 25 years of being an entrepreneur, right, is it's just being in a position to have thought bigger. And even though and I've done it before, I've thought gigantic. There's still levels that I desire to get to and thing, financially and personally, family wise, business wise. And it did start by thinking even higher. The strangest thing that I think about is that as much as I've already thought so high and want to have this gigantic goal to accomplish, you still desire more. And that's not, again, back to the point of not saying that you do it for the purpose of not being happy and not being satisfied, but the purpose of growth. When you're in a position that you continue to dream bigger, envision bigger, that is where your mind can expand and begin to think more creatively. And even I would still tell myself today, even when I started as a kid, I would say to just think bigger. If there's one thing that my older self or present self will tell my younger self, that I share with the young people listening to this, or young entrepreneurs listening to this, is that whatever the state, like you look at it and you envision it and you're like, man, this is what I desire. That's fine for right now, but always think about how your vision can expand. How can it expand to giving to more people, helping more people, serving more people. And if you notice that expansion, it's oftentimes not about you, right? It's not about you. It's about you bettering yourself so you can be more valuable to other people. Right? The person that has the two portion company or five portion company that may be able to help more people by expanding their vision of serving more people, or hiring more employees, or whatever aspect that can be valuable to others. That's truly what I believe that we are on this earth for. We are on the earth to be valuable to other people. And if you think about that, and I say this in my other sessions, in previous sessions, if you were the most important person and you only needed to do things by yourself and you needed no one else, then you would be the only person on this earth and you would just do those things. But since that's not the case, and since there's other people that are here with you that have value, that bring value, that also cohesively operate in this global economy that we have, you have to serve other people, right? And we have to serve each other because that's when we truly get in a position to live this journey of life with others, right? If again, if you were supposed to do it by yourself, if you were, to do, then you would be the only one here, and that does not make sense. And since you're not the only one present on this earth, we always have to be in a position where we can, how can we serve other people? How can we give other people? Now, I'll share with you a couple of ways of how to expand this vision and how to continue to to expand what you may already think is great, already think is big or scary for you in starting or beginning or expanding. And one of those ways is, as we've talked about before, is remember that success leaves clues. And if there is a journey that you are on and that you already hit or plateaued, I often suggest that you look at the success of others to see what you can learn from them. Now, what does that mean? In many aspects, we may start a business, may grow a business, and be in a position to where we have achieved certain milestones, and now we are, in a routine, we're in a groove, if you will. And we started the company, we have a few team members, or one team member, or don't need a team member, but now you know how to work it. You're waking up on time, you're going to bed on time, you're serving your clients, you're doing your thing. And and it may come a little bit common, and as mentioned, just a routine. Now, how do you expand your vision there? Many times, often suggest is to step back. Often recommend to do, as you know, I do 1 day a week of just reflection and review. But also, it doesn't have to be a full day. Maybe it's a moment or a time or period or a couple hours to just step back and say, what am I doing well? What am I doing well? What's working? What's causing it to work? And then, separately on that same piece of paper or in that time, look at it and say, what could I do better, right? I know I could, be better with time management, or business management, or finances, or interacting. And those things that you could be better at could be relatively small, and that's okay. And when you see those pieces where you can, I often recommend to look at situations where you can see other people that are doing well in that space. With the technology today, podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, there's so many ways that you can grab information, and you can search topics that you want, and see where you can dive in and learn what you can do to improve that area. As I always say, success leaves clues. So the successful people that you may desire, or you look or think as successful, how can you research their life, look at their lifestyle, see what clues they left that you can copy and borrow and use for your success, and that can expand your vision, right? That can take you out of, okay, this is all I know, this is what I know, but what if there's another way, a better way, or easier way to do it? So the most important thing I often remember is, like, just look at clues. And in one of my series that I did, my financial series, is there's good things that successful people have done, and they'll talk about it. Right? So whoever you desire and think that is successful or accomplished, there's ways to find their story. If not, might even just reach out to them, right? Reach out to them, and it sounds big and it sounds scary. Even if they're famous, even if they're a millionaire, maybe it's not them you get directly to, but you get to a team member that knows them, or an assistant that knows them, or someone that knows them that can eventually get you to them to communicate with you. Additionally, a second way could be, taking on or working with coaches. I have a really weird space with hiring coaches or taking on coaches in the aspect of how do you know what you want, or how you know that's the person that's the right fit for you. Well, quite frankly, sometimes you don't. But I do think that you have the ability to ask questions, look at testimonials, look at other people, and when you see testimonials or things that people have said or have worked with, why not reach out to them? Ask them. Is it something that can be valuable to you? Is it something that can be valuable to my growth and my expansion and my potential? And many times that coach, that trainer, that mentor, someone, it may not always have to be money, right? There may be some form of compensation or give or donation, but the giving and the exchange, that's probably the better way. The exchange. What can you bring value to them, and how can they bring value to you? The exchange may not always have to be money. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is money, but it doesn't always have to be. All right. There's many people that are, multi millionaires that I work with that I didn't quote unquote hire, but the exchange of value from one another was so great that it was a mutual benefit. And as you heard before, I think we all have something that we can bring to this table in this journey that we call life. So find that way, that piece, that sweet spot where you can give value to other people, and other people can gain from you, and you can also gain from them, and that will help expand your vision. When you're in different circles, different environments, it will put you just like, oh, what if I do that? What if I change my mindset about this topic? What if I switch or do this new habit or this style or this thing? And again, not required, but it is required to continue to grow. When your mind expands, when you're enhancing your vision and looking at the aspects of your life that can be better, you're now in a position to where you're now in a position to where the creativity and new energy will flow. And once that's happening, your body, your mind will continue to grow to higher places. And that's the importance of believing big and gigantic, right? Believing big and gigantic is truly, truly about finding a higher destination that you thought could get there, right? Yeah, even some of the great athletes and entertainers and musicians, they say, even the levels that they're at, thought that they'll own restaurants and franchises and businesses on top of what are the things that they wanted to do is so immense. And there's countless amounts of stories that of people that have achieved more just because they believed more. And that is key on this 6 a.m. journey of success, right? There's no destination point, right? Success, I often say, is a journey, not a destination. Because as Jim Rome said, the person that you become in order to get to your goal is many times much more important than the goal that you actually accomplish, right? If it's a goal to lose weight, if it's a goal to make $1 million, the person that you have to become to make that $1 million, to be fit, to be in shape, to be in a healthy mind state, in a healthy fitness state, the person that you have to become to get there. Wow, the discipline that it takes to be in the gym regularly, to eat right, to drink enough water, to rest enough, to engage in a balance of healthy routine of food and entertainment and leisure and rest. The person that you have to become to get there. Wow. So many habits that you create, the discipline, the mentality, right? Same thing. If someone gives you $1 million, it's best you become a millionaire, because if you don't become a millionaire, then you'll lose the money. So, so, so it's key. It's vital for you to remember that the success is a journey. Success is a journey, not a destination. And the person that you have to become in order to achieve your goal, if your goal is to achieve whatever number or whatever financial component of success, the importance of believing big is like, what do I have to be and become in order to hit this financial level of success or accomplishment or goal or financial, whatever it is, whatever the goal or destination is. Who do you have to become? What do you have to do? What do you have to become in order to be that? And then we start operating that. So, in this session, again, short as we do, very, very concise and to the point on these 6 a.m. success journeys, the importance of believing big is so important because it allows our mind and our body to think creatively so that we can get there. When it's too easy, when there's no challenge, then there's no motivation. It doesn't allow us to wake up early enough, to be disciplined enough, to go at it, to go hard and do whatever else. So the importance of believing big. So how can you expand your vision? Be happy, right? Be joyous in the journey. But simultaneously, how can you expand that vision? How can you expand your destination, your goal, or your vision of accomplishment or success or whatever it is, or happiness, whatever your destination is, or goal or desire is, right? How can you expand that? Because that is what will expand your creativity, your mindset, and your uniqueness to continue to get there and achieve more inside your life and give more to other people. And that's what we do right here on the 6 a.m. Success. So, as usual, yours truly, Michael Ferrera, signing off once again. Style your life. You can have every single thing in your life that you want as long as you truly believe it. We'll see you soon. Peace.